Okay.
What?
It's in the scene.
Oh, sorry. Alright. So, WASP project.
Hold on. Okay. Good.
30 seconds. Right there. Okay. Talk now? Alright, WASP project. The WASP were women pilots during World War II. WASP stands for Women's Air Force Service Pilots. There were about 1,000 women pilots who volunteered during World War II to ferry airplanes from factories to bases and also to do other missions as well. The WASPs.
Hold on.
Holding on.
Holding on. Look here. Look at my hand. Put your chin down a little bit. Chin down a little bit. Okay. Go.
The WASP were Women's Air Force Service Pilots. They were a group of volunteer women who, during World War II, volunteered to be trained as pilots and ferry aircraft from factories to different bases and other assignments.
Speed. Throw it away. Hold on. Let me get this frame. You sit differently this time.
Is that better? Okay. The WASP were Women's Air Force Service Pilots. They were volunteer women during World War II. They were trained as pilots, and what they would do is ferry airplanes from factories to bases and such. There was about 1,000 of them trained, but ultimately their program was canceled before the end of the war. Same thing?
Same thing.
Okay. The WASP were Women's Air Force Service Pilots. They were a group of volunteer women who, during World War II, were trained as pilots. And they were used as ferry pilots, and they would ferry aircraft from aircraft factories to bases where they were needed. There was about 1,000 women trained as pilots during the war, but ultimately the program was canceled before the end of the war.
Pick your shirt. Pick your shirt first. Put it on.
Oh.
Okay. Right. Good.
I first became interested in the WASP story when I met one of the original WASP when I was still living in Miami. She was very generous and gracious and talked to me at length about all the exciting things she had done during World War II.
Good.
Same thing again, right? Okay. I first became interested in the WASP story when I happened to meet an original WASP when I was still living in Miami. She was very gracious and generous with her time and told me of all the exciting things she had done during World War II.
Rolling. Speed. Got it.
I first became interested in the WASP story when I happened to meet an original WASP when I was still living in Miami. She was extremely generous and gracious and spent a long time with me telling me of all the exciting things she had done during World War II.
Alright, speeding. Got it.
Her name was Fran Sargent, and fortunately I'd started talking to her about a month before the WASP National Convention. This was a really unique opportunity. She invited me to go with her to Williamsburg, Virginia, and it was something that happened once every 2 years where all the surviving WASP would come together for a weekend at a hotel. So going to that event enabled me not only to do some more interviews with her, but also enabled me to meet about 20 more WASP, and about 15 of those WASP agreed to sit down with me and do an extensive interview. So without Fran inviting me to the convention, I would not have been able to do the documentary.
Good.
30 seconds. Right there. Okay. Talk now? Alright, WASP project. The WASP were women pilots during World War II. WASP stands for Women's Air Force Service Pilots. There were about 1,000 women pilots who volunteered during World War II to ferry airplanes from factories to bases, and also to do other missions as well.